Hi, welcome to iMoot 15. I'd like to introduce Kathrin Braungardt. I do hope I've pronounced your surname correctly, to talk about converting Blackboard to Moodle courses. Thank you very much, Kathrin, for giving up your time with us today.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm going, to start the topic, converting Blackboard to Moodle courses. I'm going to present a converter tool we developed at our university, and I have quite a bit of an agenda. First, I want to give some background information and about the university and what the cool tool does, and I'm going to show, a basic conversion, then how the conversion process works. I also will go into detail a little bit into the converter technology, and then I'm going to show different ways to convert. We developed 3 ways to export Blackboard courses to Moodle, and also there are some special problems and detailed conversion problems I'm going to cover, and also the tests and question part. And the last point is how we are using the tool right now at our university. The short background information, the situation where we are now. I'm at Euro University in the middle of Germany. This university has around 40,000 students, and we use at our university 2 platforms, 2 VLEs. The first one, Blackboard, quite a long time already, for 15 years, and we have around 15,000 courses, which doesn't mean that they are all active, but that's quite a bit. And 5 years ago, we also introduced a second platform, Moodle, which runs quite well and has around 2,000 courses right now. And we plan to make people go away from Blackboard towards Moodle, because both platforms can do the same things. Moodle is open source, and in Germany, almost every university uses Moodle, especially also our neighbor universities. So there are a lot of reasons for going to Moodle, and also it is better to only offer one platform at a university than having 2 platforms and having to support them, and people have to get used to 2 platforms. So that's a little bit about the background. And there are different ways to approach VLE conversion at a university, and one medium to do this, or one tool, is to have a technology which ideally converts your Blackboard courses to Moodle courses. And we tried to do this. We didn't find an adequate tool around. There have been older tools, but they did not seem to be quite useful, and we tried to develop our own tool. This currently works. It works for Blackboard 9.1, SP14, and to the most current Moodle version 2.8. And what it does, it converts all documents, all text element, and links from Blackboard to Moodle, which means all the content. And what is and a great advantage, it also converts the questions. If you had to, we have quite a few courses, Blackboard courses, that have, for instance, hundreds of questions, and it would be really hard labor to, make them up again, all in Moodle again. So that's a good value to get them converted automatically. What we do not do is converting any user data, and all tools like announcements, wikis or blogs, features that rely on current time-dependent information, because this kind of information has to be set up again in a course that is ongoing. So it's not useful to convert everything. It's only the static data that gets converted. So this is basically what the converter does. And now I'm going to show with an example course how this looks like, and I'm going right from the beginning into one problem, one difference between Blackboard and Moodle, and why it is not possible to get an exact copy, a one-to-one conversion, and that is due to the structure and architecture of the course. In Blackboard, you have nested folders. You can build a hierarchy of elements, and Moodle mainly has a flat structure with no hierarchy. So you see here in this screenshot on the left side a kind of a menu where you can click and you get the content on the right side. And this, for example, looks like this. This is a prototype of a Blackboard course where you have the menu on the left and content with different elements on the right. These elements that can be it can be text only, it can be links, it can be folders, it can be documents, it can be everything. And my course now, my example course, it has 4 main menu items: course content 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can click on each of them and find their different content. So it's from the beginning on, a Blackboard course is it has is subdivided into different portions or sections which cannot be accessed all at one time. And this goes furthermore. You can build up folder structures. For example, I guess this is from one content section on the left. You can have one folder and put another folder inside, and a third folder, and so on. So you can get a very deep hierarchy there. Then, when we convert it, what do we get in Moodle with all this? How can you imagine your Blackboard course looks like in Moodle? This is the same course like this. It's in the middle. It starts here from start and goes down. The part on the right is not put on the right. It's just in reality, it comes underneath course content 1, and then it goes down to course content 2, and you have a long list of sections and elements. You have to scroll down. The method used by this is that for each folder you get in Blackboard, you set up a Moodle section. So you can see this here. Course content 1 is one menu that you saw on the left in Blackboard. It's one section in Moodle. Course content 2 has a separate section. course content 2 has many folders inside, and they are put in separate section also. So you get, if you have a lot of folders in your Blackboard course and a lot of elements, you have a huge course, and you have to scroll a lot. But that's what it basically does. I will pursue this structure in a later point. I now want to describe how you do the conversion, how we do it. It's fairly easy for the user at least. Out of Blackboard, you extract a Blackboard package. That is what actually an instructor can do. You have an archive of a Blackboard course, and then you go to an internet page, and this is shown here. You just, at this page, you pick the file and upload it. You upload it, and then it gets processed. And at the end, you get, takes a while, and then you get a zip file. You can download this and import this into Moodle and then into an existing Moodle course. And you restore with this zip file. It's like any other Moodle backup file. You restore the course, and then you get what we have just seen. So it's well, it's quite easy to do this. From the technology that is behind the converter, that's simple PHP, and it only uses one external library to do the zipping, the unzipping and zipping of the files. Now, I don't go in every technical detail, but I just want to show a little bit what is the starting point, where you start from when you develop or code the converter. It starts with the Blackboard archive, and well, this is set up very straightforward. It's all XML. You have one main manifest file, and this contains the course structure is there. You can get it out there, and all the list of resources, they are described there. You can see this from the screenshot here on the right. There is the manifest file, and then you have a lot of files, .dat. Those files, in each of those files is described a single resource in a Blackboard course. So if you have a PDF or a quiz or a picture, it is described in one of those files. And all the files that exist are listed in the IMS manifest.xml. The folders are separate. They're in a separate folder, and there are also two types of folders depending on the age of the Blackboard system. So, so mainly it's three parts where all the information sits. For Moodle, it's of course it's different. You also have a main file that's Moodle backup XML, and there you have all the sections and activities. They're listed there, and the activities are in a separate folders, and they have depending on the sort of activity. For instance, if you have a resource, a file or a page, you make up different folders for each activity. Also here, the files are in a different files folder, and the physical files, they have an additional description in files XML. There you have all files listed that you have in a course. And well, the same for sections, they have a separate folder and where all the sections are described. Also questions are separated, all questions are in questions XML. So that's what you have to deal with, and you have to, the converter extracts from Blackboard XML all the data and writes new XML according to the Moodle export structure. So it's only, in brackets, only XML to XML, what the converter does. Okay, so this is all I want to say about the technique, the programming, the coding behind it. Then I want to take up the structural problem. At the beginning, we only had one way of exporting. As I said, one folder results in one section in a Moodle course, one Blackboard folder, one section. But then we have different types of Blackboard courses. There are, for instance, there are very big courses with many folders and many documents. So you really, then with method 1, you get a course that's, well, that's not so good because you have to, as I said, you scroll a lot and you would organize it differently. So we have two other ways of exporting it. There's one way, it's all folders and documents in one Moodle folder in one section. I'm going to show this with a screenshot. And then you put Moodle folders in sections. The second method looks like this. You put all documents in one folder in one section. So this is, there are many courses where you have only documents, folders with documents, documents, and documents. And if you don't have any other information with it, it might be suitable to make up a Moodle folder and put everything, every document, all documents, all folders into this Moodle folder. And this is what this does. So you can, you don't have to scroll as much, and it has the hierarchical structure. This is an advantage. There are some disadvantages about this method because, well, you only have the possibility to put in a folder documents. If you have in Blackboard, for instance, links or text elements, they don't appear in this folder structure. So you have to decide upon your course what you do. And of course, once you converted it, it's not perfect. You have to do some additional work manually. Okay, this is the one way, and there's also another way. This is keeps up the sections. You have for the folders in Blackboard, you get sections, but if you have a lot of documents in one folder or in one section, those documents get converted into a folder inside a section. So you see this here. You have in a section folder, you have a folder. Well, I just put the name folder, and you could imagine here more documents. It's only one. This doesn't, of course, make sense, but that's just for showing the example. And here folder 2 also has a Moodle folder inside, and so on. So then you can reduce the length of the course a bit if you make use of this. And you can still put other elements in the section if you have other elements beside documents. And then, well, when we developed the converter, at first it went all well. We were very satisfied, but then there occurred some additional problems in detail, which, well, is due to the way Blackboard uses or the way you can put content into Blackboard. One example is files. Files are important because everybody uses files. There is one main difference between Blackboard and Moodle. In Moodle, you only have the file element. It's quite easy. In Blackboard, it's a little bit more complicated. At least, well, it's not complicated if people only use the file function, but you also have another function, which is called element. An element is, in Blackboard, is a way to write text and present it in a course. But the problem is that with this element, you can also add files to this element. And many people don't use the file function, but this element function to upload their files and write text. And you can also add multiple files to an element. The problem here is with this element, you don't have an equivalent in Moodle, because in Moodle you only have the file and you cannot add a description to a file. So you have to solve the problem where to put the text. I have a screenshot here on the left where you can see this file as element. You have here some text, and then you also have a document. And you can also have multiple documents, as I said. So how do you convert this to Moodle? Well, of course, the files you convert as a file, as seen here. On the right, you see what does become in Moodle out of this file as element. And where's the text? We decided to do it the following way, as you cannot put it in the file element in Moodle. You only have two possibilities. You can choose a page or a label. Well, what do you take? If you have a lot of text, you choose the page, which you see here. It says a file as element, this is the file, and then you have the page, file as element. If you click on it, you see the full text, the text you see here. This is, of course, this is a good thing to do this, to use a page element, because if you put it, the text inside the section and you show it inside the section embedded, again, if you have a lot of elements or documents in your course and gets very long, and you have to scroll a lot, and well, it doesn't look very ordered. Which doesn't mean that this is a perfect solution. It has to be still worked upon it, but it shows what that everything gets converted. Well, you have to look to restructure it. Do you really need this information? Can you shorten it, put it as a label, for instance, as a heading above the files. This is also what you could do. You could, if you have only a short text, you can choose to convert the text as a label and shows up here, either underneath or above the files. Okay, there is another problem. No, that's okay. Well, that's a detailed problem, but if you look at the course at the end, it gets, well, it gets very important. Okay, then the same happens with folders. Folders in Blackboard have a description, and you can put it in a section. We did the description as a label now. It could be also set as a folder summary. That's a little bit easier. And then you have the same with links. Also, links in Blackboard can have additional text, also with pictures, like as is shown here in the screenshot. And in Moodle, it's you have a description with the link element, but it's not displayed per default. So, and if you display it, it can be very much. You probably should put it separately as a page element too. So that's also a little bit difficult. So these are partly problems that depend on the course, where it's partly hard to automatically decide for the converter which is the best way of conversion, of a presentation of the content, and this is where we still have to experiment to get the best results, which do not require too much manual work afterwards. There's also from programming the converter, there's a special problem regarding embedded media. You have at different spots in a course. You have this text editor. I made a screenshot out of this. Left one is in Moodle, the right one, left one is in Blackboard, right one in Blackboard. Oh, Moodle, sorry, I'm confused. Left Blackboard, right Moodle. It almost looks the same here. That's got converted. Underneath, it's quite different and complicated, because you have, of course, you have different references to the files inside this text. Well, you have to parse the text for media. So far, it looks only for images, and well, you have to identify then the file, the corresponding file, and copy this file from one file structure to another, and well, and it's really hard to get to get this result the clean text that works then in Moodle, and this also has to be done for still other media. So far it only works for pictures. Okay, and then the last part of the conversion is the test quiz section. Here you can see what is converted and how it is converted. It works pretty well, although you don't have, it's not always adequate. For instance, even multiple choice in Blackboard, a fairly common question type isn't, well, from the background, not the same as in Moodle. In Blackboard, you have 3 types, multiple choice types that get converted to Moodle multiple choice. And here you can see there on the left there in various cases, you have 2 question types, for instance, true, false, or either or. That's in Moodle, it's only one question type, that is true, false. The only question types that are not converted are calculated formula and quiz bowl. Quiz bowl is not used very much, and calculated formula, that was too difficult to convert. All the other ones work quite well. Okay, and then the last part is our usage. So far, we use it only internally. The model is like this, that if somebody asks, wants to get a course converted, we do this internally and, well, give to this person the converted Moodle course. And one reason for this is that the converter tool is still in a beta version. There are still bugs and mistakes coming out, and so we'd like to have it still under control, which doesn't mean that in the future that it can be used more freely. And one of the challenges is quality insurance, which means that I shouldn't have to control every single item that I converted to get, to be sure that it worked, that the converter did a good job. It would be good to have kind of a report so you can see, at least get a hint where there might be a problem. Okay, so then I'm finished with my presentations, and well, if you have questions, I'm going to try to answer them. Well, specifically, I don't know. Well, we tested it only with these versions. I haven't tested older versions of Blackboard or Moodle. But if you are interested to try it out, you can send me a Blackboard course. So to see what the results are. Okay, actually, no idea so far. I personally would like to make it public because I think it would be useful to other institutions and would save a lot of effort and money to do this. And but I would say I would still have it in a better shape. But I think the sooner the better. But I cannot give you any time slot. Oh, okay. Yes, that would be a possibility too. Well, okay. Well, I still don't have an idea about the time frame, but that could be, of course, an option too. Okay. I see. Yes. That's right. Well, I started from nothing, and it's always helpful that if you have, of course, some information and some start for a project like this. Yes, it seems like it works. I put in the preset in the information that I would show some courses, some real life courses. I just I didn't do this because, well, I did not want. I didn't have any courses now where I have the permission to show them with all the data and everything. So I set up this course, but so far it works quite well. I started to develop it last summer. So we already also had a lot of opportunities to test it, but because it's very complex, there are still coming up issues, and we are still working on it.
Hi, Kathrin. Vinny here from the iMoot team.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your time today. It looks a fascinating project. And
thank you.
We all look forward to hearing more of it in the future.
Okay. Thank you for having the opportunity to present it here. So, to make it public at the first step.
You're welcome. You have to let us know. Keep us informed about the development and let us know how you get on. And thank you very much, the people that were participating, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the iMoot over the next few days.